hacking in.
We started thinking about this story back in 2009. We were all just starting to use our smartphones. Not everyone was really using them at the time. We as developers were early adopters, so we all had our smartphones. And it was clear, you could tell that smartphones were going to become a big thing. And we knew that this would be the great device that he would use to exploit the system. But then, of course, you start thinking about that and going, okay, what's he going to do? He's going to be able to hack into systems, he's going to be able to hack into phone calls. And we start thinking about all the data that we ourselves are putting online and how much of our lives are living online. So the issue of privacy was something that we were thinking about very early on. It's just one of those things that we knew was going to, our society is quickly moving into the future, at rapid speeds, and our sense of what is privacy has changed over the years. What we used to think of as, we're not going to put our credit cards online, now we really quite willingly and easily do it.
100 grand in 30 seconds. God bless the rich and famous.
You see it in the game. There's loads of opportunities to hack into people's homes, hack into their text messages, steal bank account information. And the story revolves around this issue of privacy and the power that comes with secrets. And so we knew we wanted that to be one of our major pillars, in a way, for the game.
What do you have on him? I got a video of him with a certain young man.
We're trying to figure out what kind of guy do we want, what kind of hero do we want. We knew we wanted a hacker, but we needed a hacker who's not this kind who sort of lives in a house or in the basement and kind of hangs there. We needed a guy who was on the street and a very physical guy. We actually started with this guy we wanted him to be a street smart guy. Aiden grew up in gangs and came into hacking after that. At the very start of the game, he has a mentor who taught him how to hack and gave him his abilities, basically, showed him how to get into a system and exploit it.
I'm hacked in.
So in Chicago, we have this smart city. It's called CTOS, and that's basically this central operating system where all the infrastructure of Chicago, the electricity, the power grids, the water, communications, it's all centralized in one computer. And because it's centralized in this one computer, that's something that Aiden can exploit and can access at will. The city really offers you countless opportunities to hack. We've always said this is the kind of game where you can stand at a street corner for 20 minutes and you can create opportunities for yourself.
Here we go. He's got to be close.
As a team, we all love open world games, and the idea of open world games is you really want to give the player tools that they can create their opportunities and create their gameplay. For the writers, it was a challenge to make sure, well, how do we get story out of that, and what do we do to keep the characters alive and feel like you're in a living city? And I think one of the key things for us was the profiler system.
Let the profiler do the work.
Aiden has this smartphone that has facial recognition technology, which he's really hacking into the police system. They use facial recognition. And Pierce has found a way to hack into it, and so now the player can take advantage of that. And what that does is it gives up short information on every single NPC in the entire city.
Hey man, I'm ready to roll and you look ready to play. Come on, let's make this happen.
Before we even got into recording any of our voices or anything like that, we spent a long time with, particularly with the animation team, because we have to work hand in hand with the animation team and make sure that the NPCs react the way we want them to. We spent a long time figuring out, you want to go granular, but you don't want to go so micro that it's getting lost. You have to make sure that you notice it. But so it's a fine line. It takes a lot of time to figure out how far we want to go in their reactions. The NPCs react, and they stick with that reaction. They hold that emotion in a way for quite a while. And what's cool if you watch people and let's say you fire off a gun and you send people kind of into panic and they go running around the corner. What's cool is if you go around that corner and you see another NPC who didn't hear the gunshot, well, he's reacting going, why is everyone freaking out? Which is kind of cool because, he has his own reaction based on their reaction of panicking. So, and those sorts of things, I think, are what's really, it just brings those guys, these NPCs, to life more. And that was really important for us when we put the game together. We knew that we needed a living city that felt alive. For us, then, that meant we then had to go to Chicago. And we knew we wanted to record in Chicago because they have a very distinct accent.
You got a problem?
so annoying.
As you can imagine, it's a lot of reactions for every single NPC.
911, what's your emergency?
I think we spent a total of about 6 weeks in Chicago, and that was with 2 studios running simultaneously every day. And we had so many actors out of Chicago just recording all those voices. And every single one is unique to some extent. You will never see exactly the same profiler on any NPC anywhere in the game. In a subtle way, it gets players making micro choices constantly. So we would watch and see players wanting to hack somebody's bank account. And so I'd watch them, and they're looking at the profiles. They're like, oh, unemployed. I'm not gonna hack him. Ooh, a mother of 4 kids. I'm not gonna hack her. And they would wait until they found someone who they felt was the right person to hack. And I love that because it's not us telling them. It's not the game saying, here's the type of person you should be looking for. It's entirely the players making their own choices on that. In combat situations, you no longer think about the class of enemy you're fighting. You think about the fact that the person you're trying to take down is a newlywed. Maybe you don't kill him now, maybe you just knock him out or something. In most games, often in open world games, you can look at NPCs as just, they soon become just kind of obstacles, and you kind of stop noticing them. The profiler constantly reminds you to think about them as people.
Oh, calm down.
The abilities that Pierce has in the game, the things that he can hack, traffic lights and phone calls, those are all possible. You know, we base that on things that real hackers can do. But this idea of a smart city, at the moment it's pure fiction. There's no major city that has a smart city as robust and as detailed as we have in our version of Chicago, this CTOS. But we didn't invent the term smart city. That's something that's people have been thinking about and moving towards for a while. So it's the kind of thing that's coming, but that part we invented so that we could create this city that you can control at the push of a button.